sign. It is called a quadratic equation because it has a variable term to the second degree. To solve this equation, we want values of x that make this a true statement. Let's go over the process to solve a quadratic equation. First, make sure the equation is set equal to 0. Then, if possible, factor the quadratic expression that equals 0. Next, we set each factor containing a variable equal to 0, and then solve the resulting equations to find each solution, or root. Finally, as usual, we should check each root in the original equation to make sure true statements result. Now let's factor to find the roots of this quadratic equation. The trinomial is a quadratic expression, and it is set equal to 0. So let's move to the second step, which is to factor, if possible. Since the numbers in the trinomial are small, let's use trial and error to factor. The only factors of the first term, 3x squared, are 3x and x. The only factors of 2, the constant term, are 2 and 1. Now put one of these factors in the first binomial, and the other in the second. Let's put the 2 in the first factor, and the 1 in the other factor. We want a positive product and a negative sum. Since a negative times a negative is positive, and a negative plus a negative is negative, both numbers have to be negative. Now multiply to check the middle term. For the outer product, 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. For the inner product, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 3x plus negative 2x is negative 5x, the middle term we want, so we guessed correctly. Now set each factor containing a variable equal to 0. The zero factor property tells us that if a product is 0, at least one of the factors must be 0. So either 3x minus 2 equals 0, or x minus 1 equals 0. Now solve these equations. Let's solve the easy one first. X minus 1 equals 0, so x is equal to 1. Now let's solve 3x minus 2 equals 0. Add 2 to both sides of the equation. 3x is equal to 2. Finally, divide both sides of the equation by 3 to find x is equal to 2/3. So the solutions or roots of this quadratic equation are 2/3 and 1. Note that the number of solutions or roots to an equation is relatives for the other terms. Two factors of 15 are 5 and 3. Let's try 3 in the first factor and 5 in the second factor.